Well, good morning.
Good morning, Fresno, California.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to your next episode of your Monday Morning Market Minutes. My name is Adam the Advocate and Singing Realtor. My new nickname is Adam the Advocate.
Adam the Advocate.
I'm the Singing Realtor here in Fresno, and my partner...
Noel Fielding. I am your super secret special agent. I got them all in there. Armed exclusively with my license to sell.
Yeah, that's a tongueful.
It is.
Or a mouth,
Super
mouthful.
secret special sauce.
Hey, listen, we're so thankful that you tuned in and you're listening to our video. I want to keep it short and sweet and relevant for you. We've been going every week about the market to give you a market update. Quite honestly, nothing dramatic has changed, and we didn't want to bore you with a bunch of numbers that are basically the same. It's a seller's market. Every listing that gets on the market, we're selling one more than it, and it's a great time to be a seller.
In a nutshell, the inventory is still very, very low, and the biggest concern is for everybody out there is that there's not a lot of inventory, and we're about to hit the bulk of the selling season.
Yeah.
And buyers are going to be clamoring all over it. So
Exactly.
Call us and let us know where you're at, and we'll help you.
You know, that being said, we are still very successful at getting buyers into contract. So using a good agent really helps. All right. Hey, listen, we want to start this episode off with what we'd consider a more of a public service announcement, right?
Yeah, and these I think will pop up from time to time, especially as the selling season really gets kicked into full gear.
Absolutely. And so what we found, in times past, historically speaking, whenever the market is super healthy and it's considered a seller's market, we are suddenly in flux with a lot of different companies out there that are offering all kinds of crazy things. We had the huge loan bust back in the day offering all these crazy loans, and you got all these companies just pop up all over the place offering a bunch of stuff. We're seeing that also in the real estate market where these companies are kind of new, they're hitting the market, and they're offering all kinds of unusual and kind of crazy things. And we just wanted to make you aware that if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So when you are speaking with somebody, if they're offering you the world and it seems like an amazingly too good to be true kind of deal, just get a second opinion. And we're here for you. We really hold it very dear to our hearts about being honest and upright and putting you first. And not everybody out there is, unfortunately, following those same guidelines.
Yeah, a couple telltale things you'll see is no commission deals being offered, which that just doesn't exist. How do people make money if they're not doing that? Or discount brokerages that are charging you very little, and you're going to get very little. And at the end of the day, they're just trying to get as many clients as they possibly can to pay them and make a fortune without actually doing any work.
Exactly.
And we've seen this rear its ugly head recently, and it doesn't work out for you in the long run. So
exactly. So
you get what you pay for.
No doubt. All right. Well, that's it for our public service announcement for the week. And now we want to get into our topic of the day. What are we going to talk about today, Noel?
Well, something that is really important for everyone selling, that you want to obtain that highest dollar amount possible on your sale. Preparing your home for a successful sale is part of that. And there's some people they're staging, which is part of that, but curb appeal.
Curb appeal, the infamous curb appeal. It's amazing that for us, we actually find it's kind of humorous for us. One of our little pastimes, we look through the MLS and we scour through and we see all these listings and we see horrible photos taken all the time. And we understand that in this market, it's probably a little bit of less work on the marketing side of things because buyers are so desperate to get into homes that some agents are super lazy. But at the end of the day, in order to attract the buyers, you've got to have good pictures. So, curb appeal really for me kind of starts online.
Yeah, and you're not looking for a buyer. You're looking for the buyer, right?
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
you want to attract them, and you're right. It does start online, and part of those things we're reading some articles and look up to the sky. I'm really into drone video and showing off the exterior of your house in a beautiful and different way, and also getting that roof line. And boy, if you got solar panels, it's really neat that drone shows that stuff off.
Yep.
So again, online photos. These are high-end photos that we like to get for you every time if we can.
Absolutely. But yeah, talking about curb appeal, it's super important. It adds value. It attracts the most people. It's just kind of like the flowers in springtime, getting all the bees, you know?
And when you bring us out, these are the things we're doing. We're going to walk around and we are going to look at your home like a buyer.
Yep.
And we're going to nitpick it and beat it up and find out what's wrong with it and how do we bring it to light for you to get not just any old buyer, the buyer.
Absolutely. All right, so that leads us to our top 5 things you need to know and or do to maximize your curb appeal at your house. Number 5. Spruce up the backyard. That's right. Curb appeal also includes your backyard. And we talk about your backyard. There's some general maintenance things you're going to need to do throughout the whole house. But specifically in the backyard, do you have a patio table and chairs? If so, are they clean? Is the umbrella up and open? Are the cushions clean and on the chairs? Have you put maybe a little centerpiece on the table to make it look nice? What else? Where is your barbecue? Is it like stored away on the side under an old ratty sheet? Or is it out for display so that the man who might love to barbecue can imagine himself in his own barbecue in the backyard, right?
Right. He's got to see that.
Cooking the summer meal for the family.
And
all
that's
that.
what buyers are doing. They are imagining themselves in your home.
Yep.
And you want to do that comfortably.
Exactly.
Do you have pets?
Do you have pets?
All right, you got those fuzzy little friends running around out there.
Yeah.
Well, they leave some messes.
Presents.
Presents.
Yeah.
My mom called them landmines. And so again, that's part of that maintenance, that backyard maintenance and cleanup that you really want.
Kids' toys, just put them away. At the end of the day, you want any buyer to come through and imagine themselves living in that environment, and you want it to be safe and warm and inviting, et cetera, et cetera. All right, and number 4.
So number 4, we're talking, and we're kind of expanding on that same thing of kind of having the backyard cleanup, but this is where we get into general maintenance outside. Is the lawn mowed? Keep your lawn mowed and trimmed, especially on the day of photographing, right? If you want us to have these great online pictures, let's make sure the trees are trimmed, the lawn is mowed and edged, and that's clean and ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, you got the shrubs. Also, a lot of people have lights outside their house, right?
Yeah.
Are all the light bulbs working? Do you have the little solar lights? Are they still standing straight or are they crooked? Make sure they look great.
Yeah, and if you've got light fixtures that are kind of loose, falling off the wall, maybe missing a light bulb, put that light bulb in. Take a second, walk around, scrutinize the exterior with your eyes, and make sure that those things are working. If you need to go buy one, you can always go down to the Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. But you can go on Craigslist and hit garage sales and get a lot of inexpensive options.
Absolutely. Other little details about the outside, general maintenance stuff. Cobwebs, get the cobwebs down. And it's amazing what kind of transformation will happen when your windows are clean.
Windows are big deal. They look so much brighter when they're clean. Yeah. And if you have the ability to get a power wash, especially if you have decks and things like that, power washing's great.
Absolutely. Number 3 is beautify your yard. So when we talk about general maintenance, we're talking about just maintaining what you already have, right? But we talk about number 3, beautifying your yard. We're talking about taking a little bit of time and a little bit of money, not very much actually, to add some things, enhance the beauty of your yard. For instance, can you add some flowers to your yard? And most times there are places where you can put some color. It adds vibrancy to the yard. It really makes it pop, and it just makes people happy seeing beautiful flowers.
You could get those nice flats of flowers for not a lot of money.
Super
Spread
cheap.
them all around the yard, or especially if you have that walkway. fresh bark dust. If you have bark dust or rocks, make sure there's not a big spacing in the rocks and there's not a lot of dirt there. Bring it all together. Take a second to do that. Plant those flowers nice and uniform.
Yep.
It's really, really inviting.
Absolutely. And number 2.
Pop with paint. Take it. We're talking about improving your curb appeal. You want to get your paint. Make sure the trim is freshly painted. It doesn't take any money. You probably have leftover paint from that in the garage, or at least you could go get a match for not a lot of money. Paint if you have a rail around the porch or the door trim. Make sure those things have got a fresh coat of paint on them.
Yeah, a lot of homes have been built with these mock shutters as well.
Yeah.
That are a different color, the same color as your trim often. Make sure they get cleaned, they get dusty. They're like a painted plastic half the time.
Yeah.
Just wash them, clean them. If they need to get touched up with paint, just touch them. If you need to buy paint, paint's like $25 for a gallon of paint. A gallon of paint will go a long way on the exterior of a home. So for a very little investment and a few hours worth of work, you can really enhance your house and make it beautiful again.
And make that porch be really inviting. If you've got a table and chairs or the rocker for the front porch, make sure those things are out there. And again, just like the back patio, make sure the cushions are out there, that they're clean, that they're inviting, and you're sending that warm, inviting signal.
Exactly. Speaking of the front porch, you ever walk into a porch and they have like those like cartoon welcome mats?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, we love a good joke, everyone, if just like everybody, but we do recommend getting a nice generic welcome mat for your front porch when you're selling your house. That way nobody has any opinions of you, or sometimes things strike people odd and you don't want to ever have a chance of having them feel anything different other than love for your house.
It's funny, buyers can be so sensitive to the most silliest things, and they will attribute something to the person that's there, and then it's somehow it's the house's fault.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's
so
crazy.
Neutral, play center field.
Yeah, and number 1, you gotta think we're crazy, but we feel the number 1 thing you can do to enhance curb appeal for your house is paint your door.
Front door.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
Paint your front door. It's crazy what a dramatic difference painting the front door can be.
If I could have every front door be red, that would mean that I sold every house on the block. But it's a catching. So you have to imagine they're driving by. They've seen your house online. Now they're curious. They want to see the neighborhood. They want to see the house. And are they going to stop and look? They are. If you have that clean, inviting front door, that front yard, the curb appeal, the bright colored door, beautiful hardware on it, nice bright numbers. If you've got old addresses, get the nice address numbers and make them where they're prominently featured and easy to see. These are things that they're going to stop and look rather than just drive by.
Exactly. But regarding the front door, it really makes a huge difference. And people get an emotional connection with the actual front door itself. It's the one thing that keeps people from the outside and lets them come in. And when it's painted that vibrant color, whether it's red or whatever, we're fond of red. It's kind of a power color. But if it's fresh and inviting and warm and awesome, it's just going to make all the difference in the world. Plus, it looks really good in pictures.
I think inviting is kind of the key word.
Exactly.
It's the person that's greeting you.
Yeah.
Really. And so that's it. That's our top 5 for the week.
That's our top 5. We could go on and on and on and on about the myriad details that we have recommended in the past. But at the end of the day, if you can tackle a lot of these things on your own, your house is going to show better, and it's going to attract more buyers, and more buyers equals more money 90% of the time. So
so if you're thinking about selling, these are some things you can start doing to get a jump on it and be prepared. So when we come out there, we don't beat you up so much about that. But we look forward to hearing from you. Of course, like always, our information's on the next screen to come with our email and our phone numbers. So reach out, get in touch with us. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Make sure to subscribe at the bottom, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Ta-ta for
Bye now.
Got this feeling in my body.